Well,
Prepping the whole time.
well, Meelah, I am so happy. Black SD Magazine is so happy to have you. A legendary voice, style, grace, poise.
Thank
Please,
you.
please, please tell me what you've been up to since the pandemic and since everything. You know, you've been on reality shows, web series. You know, you sing, songwriter, vocalist. Your resume is long.
Oh, thank you. I have been grinding for quite some time. Good child. The grind has been real. First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you so much. Thank you for that introduction. Super sweet. I'm humbled. There's so much going on right now with this pandemic that to be able to have an outlet to just break free of everything for a moment, you know, such as this one, I'm grateful for. So thank you for the platform, friend, because I, I've been getting a little woosah. But what have I been up to? So truthfully, everything has pretty much come to a halt and like stopped for me, aside from homeschooling my son. That has pretty much taken precedence over everything. I've really had to just like pump the brakes on any and all, you know, projects that I may have been finishing, wrapping up, starting, whatever. And my son has, you know, he's become my number one priority, which he always is. However, it's just a different, this is a different level of intensity, because now instead of mom being able to drop him off at school, honey, and get the job done,
Drop off in the room.
I have to now, you know, sacrifice my time, and you know, be his teacher every day, all day. So that's been it comes with this set of challenges, you know, because I don't know if, as you may or may not know, my son is on the autism spectrum. He's special needs, and he's developmentally delayed. And so he's 11 now, in 6th grade. So I'm like a middle school teacher child, our first year middle school. But although he's 11, you know, because he's developmentally delayed in comprehension and language, it's just a different ball game, you know. So child, it's been a lot, but it's been a learning experience for me and for him, because look, we both be trying to, one day he get on my nerves and the next day I'm on his. So
how is that being a mother?
I know he's so tired of me. If I like, Mom, you have no patience, girl, take me to school.
He's ready to go. Wow. You know,
but so I've been really just mostly doing that. Like, I've not even tapped into any of any creative outlets, quite honestly. You know, I did a Zoom the other day. These are the only creative outlets that I have taken time to do.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely. I had a Zoom the other day and I was like, listen, honey, I have not ticked or talked. I have not done any challenges.
No tick nor talk.
I don't know what's going on. Now, I at least try to stay, you know, present and aware of what's happening in the, you know, political climate, as far as like, you know, the voting being super important, and like all the movements, the Black Lives Matter, you know, all the stuff that unfortunately still tends to take place with police brutality and things of that nature. Like, I'm at least tuned in enough to stay afloat with, you know, what's going on currently. But child, don't ask me nothing about what was it? Child, I was so late. The whole like, what is that? I was so late to the hashtag. I didn't even know what they was talking about. I was like,
the Blackout Tuesday one, maybe.
Which one?
The Blackout Tuesday. So many, it's too many hashtags.
It was like with Will and Jada and the whole. I was like, wait, what? Listen, I have been living under a rock teaching special needs 6th grade every time. But other than that, you know, everything's good though. My family's well, nobody's sick, so I'm grateful that everybody's healthy. You know, and I've just really been taking my time trying to focus on my son, because I'm like, you know what, everything happens for a reason. And for whatever reason, I had to put the Meelah project on hold for the 899th time. But but it's okay. Sometimes we gotta be still. You know what I mean?
No, definitely. You know, I want to touch on that where you said, you know, putting the Meelah project on hold for the umpteenth time. You know, especially being, you know, you start, and you're still a, you know, a successful artist. People still know you. You know, it does not matter what, you know, we'll know who Meelah is. But how has that journey been where you keep having to put things on the back burner? So many life changes. How do you stay, you know, assertive that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel and that you don't give up?
You know, that's a great question because it's a real thing to want to throw in the towel. I've done it several times, actually. I've, made up my mind, like, you know what? I've had my run at this, and I'm grateful. I have had quite a successful run, and I think, I want to venture into other things. Like, I always have those talks with myself, and because it's changed. The game is different, and Mama is not a spring chicken. She may look a girl, but Mama is a kidding. I'm humble pie. But no, I'm not about to continue to chase after anything. I feel like what's for me is for me. And so the cool thing about the climate of the industry now is you can kind of just pace yourself because it's all very independently driven.
Yeah.
So it's not like I have deadlines or I don't try to meet anybody's expectations anymore. I don't try to please and or impress anybody anymore, but myself, and I did used to care a little more about everybody else's input and what people would thought if I, didn't release it now and waited to and what they're gonna say and people are not gonna believe in me. I really don't care anymore. About
Does that give you peace?
I don't care about the opinions anymore because I'm not in a rat race. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point in my career where, I feel like I'm the auntie of this thing at this point.
Not the auntie.
Seriously, no, for real. And that ain't even trying to be old, but listen, I'm 42 and I'm proud of it. My first album came out in 1996 with 702. Yeah. And since then I've done a plethora of things that I just don't speak about, but the hustle has never stopped. And, I just feel like, what, timing is everything. And I used to get bothered and all worked up, if I didn't meet a certain timeline, but now I'm like, look, for whatever reason, and I know it's definitely a purpose. That's the reason right there. There's a purpose outside of this music stuff for me, and that's my son. You know what I mean? I don't know if people understand what comes with raising an autistic child, but it is not always easy. Mm-hmm. And God chose me for a reason, child. So honestly, I'm just let me just make sure I do what I'm supposed to do as a mom. And the music stuff at this point, friend, it really is a hobby at this point.
It's just if I do it on Monday, I'll do it on Monday.
Right. And, but I say that with the utmost humility, God is good to be able to even still have the footing, to get licensing and where my girls at randomly be in a Limerita commercial, just 2 summers ago, and have, artists like Summer Walker and all of these Roddy Ricch, sampling Get It Together. And gosh, I just heard somebody always sends me something have you heard this? I'm like, no. And it's these DJs that mix in Stilo and all these other songs. And I don't be knowing, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm grateful. The gratitude is there because that lets me know that there's a legacy. You know what I mean? And whether I put another song out today or not, I feel like my contribution is strong and I'm grateful for that. So now, it's just a hobby. It's I'm putting out music just because I can. And it's on my own terms. It's on my own time, child. And everything will be, all will be well. And if those want to wait for me, I appreciate it. And if those don't, I'm okay with that too.
What's meant for Meelah is meant for Meelah. What's not meant for Meelah is not.
And not even just that. I'm really just doing things, like I said, in my own pace. And I'm just living stress free. Cause I used to really stress out about those things. Cause trying to meet these expectations, honey, that Miss Social Media will have you feeling like you have to meet, will have you around here, second guessing yourself and feeling like you're not doing enough. And listen, I am not competing anymore. And like I said, this with myself. So it's just you know what? And I'm okay with it, like I said, because I know that I have to, I don't have to, but I choose to, put my son before my career. That's just real to you.
I love that you said choose and you said you don't have to, because people don't understand that it's all a choice.
It really is. People are like, yes, you do. You're his mom. No, I don't, because there are lots of parents who have staff and, I have a nanny, my mama, grandma, but, but, it's he's my responsibility at the end of the day. So, it was a time where I was definitely in the streets hustling and getting it in, just busy boots.
Yeah.
And I realized the older he gets, like, he needs me. And, you know, his dad is around as well, but we both be grinding. His dad grinds more than me because, you know, I'm choosing to, and one of us gotta, you know, be that parent, you know what I mean? To be hands-on like that. And so, child, you know, mama's gonna always, you know us mothers, honey, we gonna always make sure the baby is good. So
always. If there's one thing you guys will do is make sure the kids are good
yes,
and at school.
That's it. And I'm grateful because I can kind of like take a back seat and you know, still stay afloat and still be able to eat and to be blessed, you know. I'm just not chasing it like that. But that is not to say that a project is not going to come out, because, girl, listen, we didn't put all this work into this album that I started how many years ago, and her not come out. So
yes. Is there a name for the album?
I tentatively had
it.
No, so for the longest I was just like hashtagging the Meelah project because I didn't have a name for it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll call it that. And then I was like, nah, I'm over that. So then I started before COVID happened, and I had this whole movement going in my mind, and we had laid it out. We decided it was going to be a visual project. We shot one video, and we were going to, like, you know, continue and do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more, and then COVID happened. But it was, things changed. Like, the COVID has changed so much, Lord Jesus. So it started out being, in my mind, like I said, this a journal. I like to call it an audio journal. Because it's basically telling what I went through in my past relationship from 2017 to like up until last year. And I was going to call it, oh my goodness, I done changed it 15 times, but it's basically like a play on words. So it's kind of like When Harry Met Sally. I don't know your age, friend, so you might not be familiar with that movie.
Oh, no, I'm 32, so you're only 10 years older than me.
Oh, not only, oh, wait a minute.
Wait, did I do that? Did I call out the age? My bad.
No, I did share that with you early in the interview. So it was like, I was like, okay, mine was When Meelah Met Music, with the C, not with the Q, but it was kind of like a play on words, kind of intertwining the two, because I am referencing my past relationship. And so that was, you know, before COVID, and I was really feeling strong about that. But child, I don't know what I want to call it now. These emotions have been all over the place. I don't know. Look.
It's been everywhere. We got to.
I don't know. Look.
Oh,
hurt when I put that thing on hold. I was hurt, like, because I know that, like, I've been talking about this project for so long, and I'm just like, you know what is happening that, like, I mean, I could put it out, but I started to feel it was like kind of insensitive, because people around here losing homes and not working, and, you know, the suicide rate is at an all-time high, mental illness is at an all-time high, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I don't want to feel selfish. Like, I think about things like that, and I'm like, push this project for what? Like, the COVID is done remixed everybody's life. So they done waited this long. It can wait. Listen, if it didn't come out all this time, I feel like what's waiting, you know, maybe another 6 months to a year. So.
Nice. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be in the entertainment industry, especially since things have changed? You know, so many people want to make it, and, you know, they're just you know, people do video shoots, they're doing all these things. What's one of the the essentials that they need to have before just thinking that putting stuff out there is going to get them seen?
Right. That's a loaded question, friend. Well, the cool thing about now is that you can, you know, just put videos out and put stuff on SoundCloud and you know, have these YouTube channels and all these other digital outlets that will get you noticed, you know, things that, you know, that weren't really relevant or accessible, you know, back when 702 was doing our thing. But I think the flip side to that is it's so oversaturated that what's going to make you stand out?
Yeah.
You have to really think about that, but don't overdo it to where you're trying to be so different, you know, that it comes off gimmicky or so, you know, it's forced or contrived. Really just use the God-given talent and gift that you have, you know, and if you really truly believe in yourself, which that's number one, you know, don't let anybody talk you out of, you know, what you firmly believe to be true about your gift. Now, be open to constructive criticism, because, hey, this thing is not for everybody. It's just not. And even if you can, no, and I'm not even being funny. Like, I had to learn this, not me personally, but I realized, you know, just from living and just being in this industry so long and just traveling abroad and all of this good stuff. I'm like, you know what? No matter how talented and gifted you are, it just might not be your ministry or your calling. Period, point blank. And I have to, you know, tell people this all the time who can sing their faces off. And I'm like, don't get discouraged, friend. It just really may not be for you. God really might be protecting you from something. Because this industry is a beast. You hear me?
A beast. The three-headed beast.
Look, I mean, it's just so, like, it's so easy to lose your mind. I mean, especially now with social media, you know, I just want this younger generation who's ever trying to make it understand that you have to have a thick skin, be open to constructive criticism, but also understand if it's not for you, that doesn't mean don't ever sing again. I don't know, you may be more in the lane of an executive, or more in the lane of a writer or an arranger. You know, you may not be talent for in front of the camera, and that's all right. But I feel like everybody is just really self-absorbed these days. Social media has just made us all so vain, in my opinion.
Definitely. Me and my team talk about that all the time.
Oh my gosh. We want the likes, we want the follows, we willing to pay for them. We want to be the #1 stunner. And it's just like, that's a lot. It's
and you
like,
see, that's the difference. When you guys came out, like when you came out, when we had to see you on the TV, when we had to hear you on the radio, and you know, it was like a privilege, you know, and that could be, you know, it's not always a good thing, because social media and these platforms do give you the ability to like showcase the talents of the world, but you're looking for the thumbs up, you're looking for the comments. You know, when something came out, when Stilo came out, when anything came out, everybody knew it was going to be a hit. You know, it was a mastering of the minds. It's like we put this together. We know, you know what I mean? And then if sometimes if something didn't hit, you had a team to talk to. You know, you had a whole
machine, a whole record label. Yes.
To go back and say what went wrong, what didn't, where maybe it was the wrong lane. Maybe not the right producers, you know, because you work with all of them, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's a secret sauce. So I think that's where we lost that ability to, because now it's just like, I feel like it's me, you know, it's on me, because it's my Instagram, it's my YouTube channel.
Right. No, that's a good point. Absolutely. And that's a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? It's a lot of pressure. And yeah, I think you hit it on the head. That's a good point, because it's like, while it's kind of good to have, you know, all of these eyes on you, it is a lot of pressure. And then sometimes, like I said, it might be, you don't want to over expose yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know I could do better on the ground. I ain't gonna lie. I know.
You can do better for the ground.
I know I can do better. I know.
But your son wants you, so he got you.
Post more. I suck on Facebook and Twitter, so oh my Lord, I know I could do better. But my point is, but we ain't talking about that right now. My point is, but I think it would really be wise for sometimes to just keep the mystique, keep the, you know, sometimes it's okay, I think, to kind of disappear for a second. You know, let them wonder, let them guess what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the old song, you know, let's give them something to talk about. Like, if you constantly, you know, now if you got a product, I'm not saying don't, you know, push your product daily or even multiple times a day, because I get it, you're pushing your product, but sometimes I think it's okay to just kind of move in silence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just kind of, then you just pop up, bam. You know, and they'd be like, oh, damn, this what she been doing. Because sometimes people just, I don't know. And I'm talking to up and coming artists. This is just my professional and personal opinion. From an outsider looking in, if I was an executive, yeah, I know you're looking at the numbers and the views and all of that. That's how these kids these days are getting deals and noticed and whatnot. So, and I get that they're using the tools, but I think if it were me, if constantly I'm just seeing you post, and sometimes some of that posts are so redundant that I'm starting to lose interest, because I feel like I already know what's coming. Then, you know, for me, it's just kind of like, friend, go just take a break, regroup, and come back with something a little different. You know what I mean? Like, just give me a moment, because now you're overexposing yourself, and you kind of got to be careful with that too. But I think everybody does it because everybody's kind of competing, you know, like we said, for the likes, and we want people to notice us. You want people to want to follow you.
Instagram's not going anywhere, so you can't take a break and come back.
Last time I checked, she was there.
It was there. It was still there. Blue check, no check, no.
She is. Instagram has gotten. Everybody loves the gram, so you're so right. It's not going anywhere. But you know, I think it's kind of cool though when I notice that I haven't seen somebody in a minute, and then I'll be like, oh, because you kind of miss them. You know what I mean? No, so that's part of my advice too. Like, don't overexpose yourself.
Nice, perfect. I do want to be considerate of your time. I do have one last question, and I love to do a rapid fire. But this is one thing I want to end off on a good note, where you're a mother of a child with special needs. What are words of encouragement you will want to give to other mothers, if they're single, if they're not single, or just parents in general?
Oh Lordy, as my son, I hear him trying to get in here.
See, that's why we have to hurry up.
Really? Right, because he's been doing so well, and here we go, trying to get in my door. So I think I'm just going to generalize it with parents overall, not single or not. Well, I think the first thing that I would say is acceptance, accepting that our children are different. Your child is individual, and there is no one like your child, not because he or she is autistic or has special needs, but that is your child, and you have to embrace and love them regardless of what may be looked at as a disability, or a delay. And just know that it is different every day. People used to tell me it gets easier sometimes, and then sometimes it feels like it's getting harder. It fluctuates. They are ever changing, and there are no two individuals alike with autism. And so I would just say, just be encouraged, as cliche as that sounds. We have to stay happy and try our best to have positive energy around these babies, and continue to just research and do as much as you can for your child. Your child's individual needs. Stay as active as you can in his or her school life. Stay on top of his IEP. Just take a moment for you. You got to do that. You have to have balance. Take a moment for yourself if you can. If you don't, try to get as much support, whether it's within or outside of the family, as you can, because another cliche is, it takes a village. It takes, honey, with a special needs child, it takes a village, a whole compound.
He's in a compound.
So go ahead and get you a little 1-2-1 too. Have whatever your vice is, whether you need, yoga in the morning, if you love to read, get you some extra books, a glass of wine, I don't know. Just make sure you have a little me time, because we need to be strong and always be, try to be always in good spirits as well as we can. So. Nice.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Meelah. So we're gonna do a quick little rapid fire.
Before you let me go, what was in your cup, by the way?
No, only tea. It's only tea in my cup. It's only tea. You about to have them thinking all my interviews, I'm on a little something. She's like, what else?
Those about to be like, really? Because I ain't got nothing over here. I'm drinking water. Okay.
You been drinking water, and then my eyes they get really small. They whenever I smile. So
no judgment. It is Friday. I don't care if it was Wednesday. Look. The way this COVID thing is set up, this pandemic is set up, you friend, as long as you're safe, you can drink whatever you want to drink. Okay?
Perfect. Real quick rapid fire, since Meelah has the acting bug, and I know she loves acting, so cool. You have 3 seconds to answer each of these questions.
My son is not going to. Just a second, Zach, okay?
He said nope.
I'm almost finished, okay?
Almost done.
Are you okay? Okay, I'm doing a Zoom. Just a second. I'm almost done. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No problem. Ready, set, go. One producer you would love to, work with for a film.
One? Oh gosh. Oh. Oh my God, hold on, because now I just lost. Oh my God, you put me on the spot, and I look at her all the time. So of course we got Lena Waithe. I'm shouting out all the Black women. Ava DuVernay. Gosh, and the creator of Power. What's my sister's name? I follow her. I can't even think of her name right now. You said one, but all the three Black women that have just like blown us out of the waters as of late. I'm just like so inspired by females that are in that world, because it's not a lot of us, and then Black females at that.
Right, it's powerful. Favorite Black show that's on right now, or that's off, that's coming back for next season?
Oh my gosh, favorite Black show that's off, that's coming back. Oh my gosh, I gotta name her Insecure, Miss Issa Rae. Oh my gosh.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that. It just leads into this next question. If there was one Black actress you can, work with in a movie, TV show, who would it be?
Right. Well, outside of Issa, can we say Oprah? She's considered a Black actress.
She has been in a lot of movies. Oprah is an actress too, among many things.
I would love to work opposite Mother O.
Mother O.
Yes, listen, because I have been a friend of Sophia in my mind. Okay? Sophia was my kind of gal.
all her life.
Did I bust that eye?
Well, no, thank you. This has been wonderful. I hope you enjoyed yourself too.
Thank you so much. I did. Thank you. You gave me a little outlet, and now my child is like, girl, you don't get no free.
Do this.
So in the meantime, while y'all are patiently waiting on the Meelah project to finally be released, I would appreciate it. You just go ahead and type in Meelah on any and all digital platforms, and music that I've done will pop up. I got music out there, y'all. So tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you so much for supporting me. Yes. Okay. Tell another friend to tell her family. Thanks for the support. Us indie artists, honey, we got to stick together. So.